I feel like I haven't gone to work in months. I think it's only been a week or two. But we're gonna throw some fertilizer down today. I actually wanted to go back and review my soil sample that we got tested last year. So actually, let's go do that before we throw down some fertilizer. We'll talk about why I'm putting down what I'm putting down. I went inside and got my my soil sample results here, and you can see a little bit high in phosphorus, touch low in potassium and medium. Magnesium, we were very high. Calcium, it looks like we were good. Sulfur low, boron low, copper low. Iron, am I surprised that we are high in iron? We have this red soil around here? Not at all. It looks like manganese, we're on the line. Crazy though, we're pretty high on zinc. Nitrate, 16 parts per million. So I guess that would mean I could stop putting down a starter fertilizer, because my main concern there was that there was enough phos, which not that bad right now, so maybe I'll hit it with another run. Well, this is a bag of fertilizer that I've got. How do you know what's in your bag of fertilizer? Right down here at the bottom, got these numbers, 24, 25, 4. N, P, and K. Nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Pretty high in the N and the P here. So it's because you want phos for the development of roots, but you know, we just looked at our soil sample. We don't need it. But in this case, I'm gonna throw it down anyway, because I've already got it. Wow, it's been a while. Okay. Broadcast rotary setting, 3 1/4. Already set. All right, next thing, let's get out on the yard. What a mess. The backyard. Backyard's a wet mess. This whole area here, this whole side yard, doesn't drain very well. This is the lowest point of the yard. This is the lowest point of the yard. So that's where all the water congregates, and that's where it stays. Still need some fertilizer. Perfect pour. Bag is back where it belongs. I got a few spots right now where I'm gonna go throw some seed on. And I realize that breaks the rule of seeding in the spring versus the fall, but they're just, you know, there's some areas that are really, it just doesn't look like there's much there as far as plant. So one of those places is, of course, this spot right here. I think the biggest problem right here is the lack of, well, I don't think. I know the biggest problem here is a lack of sun. Doesn't matter. Ooh, forgot I still had some Kentucky bluegrass in here. Wondered where that went. The rest of this is GCI tall turf type fescue. And no rhyme or reason, just getting some seed down. Seed's pretty inexpensive. It's got a pretty good covering of POA right here. And we're just trying to add some seed into there as well, like the actual seed that we want. So let's get it down. It'll have great soil contact. It's got moisture. And as they say, just throw her down. I actually leave this gate open most of the time so that it gets more sun back here. But you can see as we walk around the yard, some of these areas are a little bit more light green. I did an application of tenacity 5 days ago, and it's supposed to knock back the POA, which you can see here. We get down real close. Pull one of these out of here. Now this is, oh, got one of my other plants in there. This is regular tall turf type fescue, okay? This, with the seed heads, is either POA annua or POA trivialis. And what I'm trying to do right now is spray a little bit of that out. It comes up early in the spring when it's nice and cool, it germinates. And then as soon as it gets hot at all, it dies back. I've also got this in here, Dallas grass. See that? I mean, it's not in any way a bad grass. It's just not the grass that I want in here. It's got a woodier stalk to it. It's a little bit bigger. And I've just noticed, I don't know if I've done a good job of spraying out some of the other types of grass that are in here, but the Dallas grass is starting to stick out to me. For example, here's another little bit of Dallas grass. Now you can see with this Dallas grass, normally it's a darker color. That's pretty light, and I'm thinking the tenacity is starting to have a little bit of an effect on it. Another bunch of Dallas grass here. Does well. I mean, it survives well in the climate. It's a little bit unsightly. The best way to remove it, get down here with your hands and rip it out. But the one thing that I will say, and John always says this, Mother Nature doesn't like to be naked. So anytime I pull something like this out, I'm leaving a hole. And what ends up happening is it typically gets filled in by another weed of some variation. Quite a bit of Dallas grass right here. Just hard to get it all up. So I'm going to hit some of those spots with some more seed. See how that goes. I don't know exactly what this is, but you can see it's been hit with 2,4-D. And it's also been hit with tenacity. So it's starting to curl up, starting to die back. This looks like a ton of POA in here, which I somewhat confused by, because this got overseeded pretty well, and I thought we'd get a much stronger stand of tall turf type fescue instead of. It's all just POA. And if I look down in there, there's a little bit of fescue in there, but not much. This area, this part of the hill, just doesn't always do great. It doesn't do great. This is where we reseeded. That all got sprayed out. You can see where I actually put in that dirt. The dirt that we brought in didn't have any seed in it, or it had been cooked to a level where that seed didn't germinate. You can see how nice that looks versus the area where we just sprayed it with Roundup and then put some seed down. But it's coming along. I mean, it really is. It's coming along.